Hey everyone, excited for our last day of Technophobe No More. Oh, let me turn my video on. Sorry about that. Excited to have everyone here for Technophobe No More. It's our last day, day 5. Gotta love South Africa with the noisy traffic driving past. Always so much fun. I realize I'm a few minutes early, so I'm just going to talk a little bit of fluff for the first few minutes. So if you're on Facebook, apologies. If you would like to join us, you can join us at the website is vabootcamp.co.za/technophobe-no-more if you would like to join us live on AirMeet. Otherwise, you can listen to me waffle a little bit for the next 3 minutes. I clicked the button a little bit soon. I don't really have the option to pause the live unless I take a break from the session, and that always just feels a little bit strange. So here I am, excited that we have made it through 5 days of going live. It's been really fun for me. I've really enjoyed the interaction of everyone during the sessions. We've seen some comments and those sorts of things on the Facebook page as well. So it's been good to have everyone engaging with our content. I've really enjoyed putting this together. And like I mentioned yesterday, this is the area that I really enjoy being. I love teaching other people. I'm particularly fond of tech, and so this is my happy place as far as it goes. Sharing what I know about technology and helping others feel empowered in this space is a really important part of what I love to do. And so it's also got to do with why I started WAM Workspace as well, is because I wanted to have a team of work-at-home moms who were with me, and to have people bouncing things off and those sorts of things. So I am, yeah, this is me. At the moment I see I'm the only one here. So I'm going to give it 2 more minutes and then we will start on What the Web. I know it's a Friday afternoon and probably a lot of people have taken the afternoon off. Completely understand that. You'll be able to catch us on the replay in our Facebook page or on the YouTube channel. Always good to have people on the live, but I don't mind talking to myself. I do it most of the time anyway, working from home. But it's really good to have some people here. I see we've got some people joining us. If you want to just comment in the chat to let me know what is your favorite thing to do on a Friday afternoon. And it really doesn't have to be listening to me. So what is your favorite thing to do on a Friday afternoon? Let's hear that in the comments while we wait another minute before I start the official presentation. It is exciting. I can't believe it's day 5. It's so exciting that we have got live every day. It's my first time that I've ever done a Facebook live, well, a live presentation every day, and I've really enjoyed it. Lots of beach lovers in our comments. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised from Adrian or Christine that the beach is where they love to go on the weekends or in any time off. So it is a beautiful day. My children are at the beach with their nanny today as well. So it's the perfect day in Durban for heading to the beach. It's not too hot, not too cold. There's almost no wind. But yeah, it's a really good day for the beach. Right, it's 2 o'clock. I'm going to start on our presentation for What the Web. So welcome, thanks again. Always good to see everyone. And today we are talking about What the Web. And I need to just, why is it not showing up? 1 second, sorry. There we go. let's just open the presentation. Yay. I can't believe we're on pretty much the end of the presentation. It's been fantastic having everyone here, and thank you so much. Today is What the Web. This is where we do a large portion of what we do in our business at WAM Workspace relates to websites and those sorts of things. So what I have done is I have popped a poll into the comments in Meet, but I did want to just talk about what is a website. And if we go back to the analogy from Wednesday where we were talking about social media and talking about the internet as a village, when it comes to your website is your home or your home base. So even with a business, you normally have a head office and you may rent shops or rent properties that you run your business from, but you still always have a head office, whether that is a small office at your home or whether it is an actual physical space. And in the beginning, when you're starting off in business, renting, and it's the same with owning property that you possibly live in, renting generally is a little bit cheaper. And so you rent the properties because somebody else has to then worry about all of the maintenance and sort of looking after everything as far as it goes with your property. But once you get established or you are starting to grow in your business or your personal life, you then want to invest in purchasing and owning your own property. And although there's a little bit more input, it's yours and you can pretty much do what you want with it. You can paint your house any color you want. You can change rooms and change walls and those sorts of things. And it's kind of very similar when it comes to your website. So there are options where you can rent website space and you are restricted about what you can do in those spaces. And then there are options where you can actually own your website space. And again, you've got a lot more freedom when you own your space to do different things with that website. So it's just sort of a good way to think about it. But ultimately, your website is your home on the internet. It's where you want everyone to have their interaction. So if we're thinking about it from a business perspective, it's the head office. It's where everyone from the business, everyone who has a financial stake in the business operates from. So you want sales to go through head office. You want your accounting and all of your business aspects of the business to be, decisions are made by the head office and everything from other properties. So if you think about something like a retail business, say we think about something like Spa has a head office where they make the decisions on pricing and who gets to sell stuff in their Spa branches, what the branding looks like, what all of that looks like. But the actual branches do the selling and they stock the shelves and those sorts of things. But the contracts and all of that is negotiated at head office, and those are the main decision makers. And even if the managers of a particular spa are empowered to make a certain amount of decisions for their own property, it generally still, that directive has to come from a head office. And it's very similar when it comes to your website. You want a head office or a core space that decides and dictates and speaks to your brand and what your business does. And then you may have rented space on social media where you actually do most of your business, but you want to always own a part of your business on the internet. And that is the key importance when it comes to a website and domains and those sorts of things. And it's the same if you think about things like domain names and email addresses. So it goes all the way back to Monday's discussion of, do you want to have an email address that is at gmail.com, which clearly shows that you are renting space and you're not even paying for that rental space necessarily? Or do you want to show that you've made a commitment to your brand and you own a domain and you use that domain in order to send emails? If you think about it, when you get emails from businesses and you've, say, sent an email to a plumber and he replies to you with an at ABC Plumbing email address versus at gmail.com, which plumber do you take more seriously? Perhaps I'm the only one, but for me, it's really important to show that they're really factoring in their business. And so they are using a business domain and they are taking their business seriously. So I'm more likely to take that business seriously. And the same thing applies to to your website. So my husband, like I mentioned, doesn't believe in any of the walled gardens. And if you hide all of your business information behind something like Facebook, he's not interested in dealing with you. And there are many people that say if you are not, if you don't have a website, your business doesn't exist. Pretty much that is becoming more and more common. The first thing we do when someone tells us about a new brand or about a new business is we generally go and Google them or search them on Facebook if you're a Facebook user. But generally we go and Google them and go and see, do they exist? What is the information? Is it interesting? Is it someone that we actually want to deal with? And so your website becomes sort of your face to the world as well. So I wanted to just talk about some of the options as far as website platforms go, and just so that you can understand a little bit of the difference between the different platforms and pricing and those sorts of things, so that it's clear to understand why they work differently and those sorts of things. So WordPress, Wix will actually tell you that 80% of websites are built on WordPress, and therefore you should build a Wix website to stand out, which is kind of a little bit of a weird advertising platform, but so be it. WordPress is a content delivery, a content management platform. And what that means is it gives you a structure and a backend in order to build your website. And there are hundreds of thousands of ways that you can build on WordPress. The benefit of WordPress is that you own your domain and you own the website. The actual structure and everything in order to build your website is provided, and you can then control everything that you add to that. So think of it much like a city. The city is going to provide you with the infrastructure, and so you've got sewers and you've got electricity, and if you're lucky, you've got phone lines or you've got internet access of some sort. And that is provided by the city service providers, and the garbage collectors come past and collect your garbage, and you pay a service fee for all of that. Now, WordPress, much the same. WordPress, the base WordPress structure is completely free. It's what's called open, not open source, it's general public license, which means that it's available for anyone in the world to use, and to use that code to build additional options. The benefit of WordPress is it's super customizable. There are hundreds, if not, well, I mean, probably hundreds of thousands, possibly up to the millions of add-ons that you can use or purchase in order to expand what your WordPress website can do. Much like if you owned your own home, you can move the walls and you can add new floors to the building, and you can change the look and feel and all of that around your website. around your home if you own the home. If you rent a home, you then have sort of restrictions on that. So you can't go and add another floor or move walls around in your rental because it's somebody else's space that you're renting. And all of the other options on that page work in that way. So Wix, Squarespace, Shopify, and Kajabi are all platforms that offer you the option to build websites on their platform. And there are various payment levels. And as you pay more money, the more customized it can be. And as you pay more money, the more features that you can have on your website. But you are still always going to be restricted by what is available on that platform. So, for example, Wix is very easy for someone who's just starting out to sort of click and drag and design a website that's going to be fully functional and look quite nice without knowing too much about any design rules or anything like that. But for example, your checkout pages can't be customized. They are the standard Wix checkout page. So if you're going to sell something on Wix, you need to know that when someone checks out, it's going to be on a Wix page and it's no longer going to have your branding or anything to do with that. Similarly, with login pages, you can't customize the Wix login page other than a slight amount of customization. And that is, again, because it is a rented website space. So that is the only way that you're allowed to use the Wix website. So there's similar things with Squarespace and Shopify. Wix and Squarespace are really just for websites and landing pages. ClickFunnels is is another one. The other one, lead pages. There are loads and loads of different options where you can sort of rent to create pages or websites, but you're always renting, and so you're always restricted by what is available and usually with most of these platforms, the more functionality you want, the more you need to pay for it. So, oh, you want to be able to actually sell things on your website. Well, that's an extra charge, and here's the charges for that. So although WordPress is a general public license and the base part of WordPress is free, yes, there are loads and loads of paid plugins that you can use to advance your website. However, there are lots of free plugins that work quite well, and you can patch them all together. The biggest thing with WordPress is that generally when you are paying for a license, it's going to provide quite a lot of functionality in a quick and easy way rather than having to custom code a lot of information. And you are paying for the support of the developers of that plugin. So that is generally what you are paying for when it comes to a WordPress plugin. It's to have access to people who can help you troubleshoot when there's something going on. Now, Wix and Squarespace and Shopify and Kajabi and lead pages and ClickFunnels and all of that, you are paying a monthly fee to those people in order to rent that website space. And yes, you get access to their help and you get access to their support, and you get all of those benefits. But it very, very quickly adds up how expensive it is to have a website on those platforms compared to something like WordPress. Again, there are loads of people that can help you set up websites on just about all of these platforms. And you need to weigh up the ease of use of the website and what your business needs right now. But it's also really important to look at the long term and how much it's going to cost you over time to have a website on these sort of rented platforms. So Kajabi is a slightly different option. They also let you build websites, but it's mainly built around online learning, and it has built-in email marketing. So it's and there are quite a few of those options where it's a single platform that lets you build in more advanced aspects of a website. But again, it is a rented space. You're paying a monthly fee, and you are restricted by how much you can do on those platforms. So although there are loads and loads of options out there for websites, there is a reason that the vast majority of websites on the internet are built on WordPress, and that is because you can very easily build an almost free website that does everything that you need it to without needing to pay a monthly rental to another one of these platforms. So in the polls, if those of you that are on the live, in the polls, there's an option to vote on what platform you use for your website, for your business. So I see we've got a couple of votes already, and as with the general public, WordPress is the #1 winner there. And I see we've got some people that are still haven't made a decision on, or they don't have a website as yet. So now you have a little bit more information on how to make that decision when you do decide to start having a website. The next slide, I just wanted to talk a little bit about videos and hosting videos and those sorts of things, because they tie into websites and into social media and a lot of the other tech that we've talked about this week. So videos are believed to be the #1 way of imparting information at the moment. So you will know, I don't know anyone that doesn't know how to use YouTube or has watched a YouTube video to teach themselves something. My 3-year-old and 7-year-old both regularly ask to watch videos on YouTube. I've certainly taught myself hundreds of things from watching YouTube. I know loads of people use it. If you know how to search on YouTube, you can pretty much teach yourself anything from learning to play the guitar to making killer birthday cakes to how to build a website. There are YouTube videos on just about everything. It's the most common platform. It is owned by Google, and so it is part of the Googleverse. It is generally a free platform, although, as all of you will know, yes, that's exactly right. YouTube is the Pinterest for videos, absolutely. But as many of you will know, YouTube is full of advertising, and if you don't want to see the adverts, then you can pay a monthly fee to YouTube so that they are still making money off you to show you this incredible amount of videos that are saved and out there. Vimeo is a competitor to YouTube. It is not nearly as popular. It's very popular for people that are wanting to embed their videos on websites, because you can control you can set the controls on Vimeo much better than you can on YouTube. YouTube's complete aim with anyone who's watching a YouTube video is to get you to watch more YouTube videos, because the more YouTube videos you watch, the more adverts you'll see, and hopefully they can make some money off you. So Vimeo has paid options, and you then are able to control what adverts are shown, what videos are recommended at the end of your Vimeo video. You've got a lot more branding options, and you can limit the controls that someone watching the video has when they view that video. InVideo is a online video editing platform, and also lets you store some videos online. There are loads of different options when it comes to video and the website, so I'm really just touching on the most common ones. Loom, like I mentioned earlier in the week, is a free plugin that you can install on your computer and lets you record yourself and your screen while you're doing things, and then it saves automatically to the website. So what's handy with that is there's no sort of having to download and upload videos and those sorts of things, because Loom saves directly onto the Loom website. They are now charging for certain levels of accounts. I have a paid account mainly because I really use Loom all the time and it's well worth it for me. So videos are definitely the way the world is going. There are new plugins and content delivery networks that are constantly coming up with new and interesting ways of presenting videos on websites. So one that I haven't got the logo of here, but that we've now been using for a few months, is Presto Player, which is quite new to the market, but has some really exciting things available and will probably be becoming more and more obvious in the sort of internet spaces, which is really quite interesting. So that concludes everything from our Technophobe No More presentation. And I really hope that everyone who has joined us has found themselves able to understand a little bit better some of the technology that is out there, and that you are feeling a little bit less of a technophobe. As we have mentioned in the emails, there is a Q&A next week, Tuesday afternoon, which will be a live Q&A. Also in AirMeet, we'll be on for an hour answering your questions. So if you have any questions, you please are welcome to post them on our Facebook page or send them through to us on email. And we will happily be live for an hour. You can pop in during that hour and ask your questions. And that is it for the Technophobe No More. What I would like to do is just have a chat about our VA Bootcamp. We are so excited to be launching our VA training specifically for South African VAs. And we are going to be launching the first intake on the 12th of July. We will start with the new content. And we will be covering everything to do with starting and getting your VA business up and running. And our guarantee with our VA Bootcamp training course is that you will make the amount of money that we are charging for the course in your online business within the time of the course completing. So it's a 12-week course with a module delivered on a weekly basis. And we guarantee that within 12 weeks of finishing the course, probably sooner, you will have made back that money. So if you are at all interested in becoming a virtual assistant or starting your own online business, the VA Bootcamp is definitely aimed at you. It is going to be a hands-on training course. There will be weekly Q&A sessions that you can ask your questions related to that particular content. Every week, live with myself and Adrian, as well as Michelle, who is going to be our community cheerleader. And so you will have the opportunity to really advance your VA business or online business and really get into the nuts and bolts of a lot of the topics that we've covered this week, and get to understand the importance of how this plays into running your own business, as well as if you choose to go into working with clients as a virtual assistant. So there will be so much available during our VA Bootcamp. There's an exclusive Facebook group. And if you would like to find out more information, you can go to our website at vabootcamp.co.za and you will see all of the information about our upcoming course, as well as the opportunity to sign up. So I'd just like to thank everyone who joined us on Technophobe No More this week. We look forward to seeing you on the Q&A. If you have any questions and you aren't able to join us live next week, please just pop them through on email. And those questions relate to our VA Bootcamp course, as well as anything to do with Technophobe No More. So thank you everyone for joining us. It's been an amazing week, and we can't wait to support you as you take your online business to the next level. Thanks everyone.